Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Welcome to Monday morning, April 4th. I hope you guys and gals out there didn't have too hard of a time with April Fool's jokes. I've always been one that enjoyed doing April Fool's jokes, but this year I refrained. Maybe it's because I get so caught up in putting them together that I have so much fun, and it's not necessarily fun for the other person. But anyway, here we go. We're going to do 5 questions sent in by real estate investors and try to answer those. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@michaelquarles.com. Also, if you're thinking about the coaching program, excellent opportunity to get in. It is $247 for 6 months, a month, or one-time pay of $1197. And we chat 3 times a week. We have a class on questions and answers. We have a class on putting deals together, and we have a class on a topic right now we're going through the presentation with the seller. And then you have an accountability coach that will hold you accountable and answer all those questions that you have about real estate and the like. And it's absolutely awesome. Here we go. Question number 1. In an uber competitive market like Tampa, should I send mail to the top 1 to 3 investor zip codes, or perhaps between 4 and 10 where there's less competition? No, I'd want to do all 10 of them personally, but it's all about budget. So they got up on top for a reason. That means they are the best likelihood of your success, and we take in consideration the fact that they have a lot of action up there. So I would want to do all of them. Now, let's face it. If we're new, then we're going to want to market to our absentee owners first because they're a little bit easier. They're us just in the future. But at some point, you're going to have such a big marketing budget that you're going to do owner occupants as well. Now, let's assume for a second you were out of state. Then if you were out of state completely, then I'd want to do only out of state or out of area absentees if I could. Now, that doesn't mean that owner occupant in state aren't okay also. It's easier if they don't want to see us when we don't want to see them. And so there's all kinds of things to do and conclusions to make. And that's what the coaching program's for. We will help you make those decisions and come to those appropriate conclusions. Great question. Question number 2. On a limited budget for my first campaign, should I be sending it to all of one zip code at once, 10, 1,000, 2,000 people? Or should I divide my budget across multiple hot zone zips, 200 to 500? No, I wouldn't divide it up. But again, I would, let's assume for a second, you have a budget of 1,000. That's going to get you around 1,500 candidates. And if a zip code pulled you back and said, okay, you do 300 absentees and you can do, 1,400 owner occupants, I would add another zip code. And I would do a 60-40 split at the very minimum. So if I had that kind of a budget. So I may have to take 3 or 4 zip codes where I'm making sure I'm getting all of my absentees. So 60% of my budget was going to go to absentees. And then the rest of it was going to be owner occs. And that's if I have boots on the ground. If I don't have boots on the ground, then I'm going to do absentees out of state. So yeah, I don't want to do a little bit here and a little bit there. And the reason for that is that, the infrastructure and the learning curve is just so much more immense and time consuming when you're buying a house in that zip code and then that zip code and then another zip code. If you bought them all in the same zip code or close to one another, make it a lot easier for you. Question number 3, when reviewing zip codes for the marketing chart, what impact or consideration does the number of sales in the past 6 months have on the algorithm? Well, it's not sales in the last 6 months. It's cash sales to the investor. We're wanting to find the area that is already being fed the propaganda by investors and who already is happy selling to investors. So we're wanting to find the area that a lot of investors are buying in and a lot of sellers are selling in to investors, because that tells me that that's a prime area. So it's not just sales, it sells to absentee owners.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started, and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 4. When I make money in the end of the deal, should I be saving a majority of the cash or reinvesting most of it? You want to reinvest 10%. 10% of it goes into marketing. Now you're going to have your natural overhead that you have to consider as well. But 10% of the amount that you want to make on every deal, you should invest back into making it for the next deal. Maybe you increase that. Maybe you want to do twice as many deals, so you want to take twice as much money, so 20%. But you should also do one thing, and I'm going to caution everybody in doing this. You must pay yourself. Okay? Now, I pay myself on a daily basis. And I'm not going to tell you how much I pay myself, because it's not fair. But it's a significant amount. Every day I pay myself. Every day. Whether the sun comes up or doesn't come up, whether I sleep in or don't sleep in, every day I pay myself. And I'm not talking about a paycheck. I'm talking about I am paying myself for my future. I'm paying my paycheck is for today and tomorrow and the next day. Go have some fun. I am paying myself. Everyone on the phone on this podcast needs to learn what amount they can afford to pay themselves. I don't care if you start off with $10. I don't care if you start off with $25, but let's assume for a second $25. I know that's a lot of money. $25 times 30. How much is that? $750 a month. If you just took $25 every day, not twice a week, not 3 times a week, not every other day, but every day you took $25, took it out of your bank account, and put it in a shoebox and buried it in the backyard. After a year, $750 times 12 is $9,000. If you get used to it, what happens is when you take it out, you no longer see it. It's not there anymore. Your mind stops considering it as something that you can use, that it's a tool. No, it's not. It's not a tool. It's your retirement. It's for you. Pay yourself. Every day, pay yourself. Question number 5. Do you use an expense app that scans your receipts, keeping track of your spending habits? I use QuickBooks. I love it. And can I tell you about my spending habits and keeping track of them and analyzing them and those kinds of things? The less amount of money that you make, the more that's important. I'll grant that. Yeah, because I just talked about paying yourself $25 a day, and I'm paying myself an enormous amount more than that every day. But at some time in my life, the $25 was pretty cool. And yeah, I had to be frugal in order to get that $25. It's it beans. I don't know what a beans is, but is it beans and rice? Or, was it Taco Bell? How did was it less tip? Was it no coffee, no Diet Coke? What was it that allowed me to put that $25 away? But the more money you make, it's just part of life. As long as you can still pay yourself. As long as you can still say, at the end of every year, I'm going to have X dollars. It's not like it's not there. I don't use it. It's not for use. Okay? I don't buy houses with it. I don't buy cars with it. I don't buy groceries with it. It's just not there. But it is there. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Because, man, I believe in that water faucet business, that concept of, man, you know, when the market changes a little bit, we got a hiccup. Well, you know, turn it off. Well, but Mike, how do I survive? Well, you did because you kept paying yourself an enormous amounts of money. Enormous. And now you have it. Or you do something different. I don't know. You have a stop loss on your business. Man, stop losses in a business are friggin' awesome. Every business should have a stop loss. And anybody want me to go through stop loss, just ask me, but that's old podcast. But you got to have those things. Got to have these things. And good questions, really good questions. Get that marketing out there. Market out there. Get it out there. Man, there's so many opportunities right now. So many friggin' opportunities. You realize in my city, our 4 bedrooms have gone up 32% year on year. 32% year on year. That's enormous. 3 bedrooms have only gone up 5.2%. But if you think about that, you have a 3 bedroom that was worth $200,000 and now it's worth $210,000 and you didn't do anything except own it. Man, 2 bedrooms went up like 16%. Man, that's cool stuff. Got a $100,000 2 bedroom. It went up $16,000 and you didn't do anything. Man, guys and gals, we are in an absolutely awesome opportunity and a time for awesome opportunity. We have to be taking advantage of it. You got to go with it. You got to do it right now. Man, I've absolutely started. I've ordered my TV. I've ordered my realtor magazines. I was doing a lot of marketing before. We're in a great time. We're in an absolutely great time. You guys need to get on board. Learn how to do this stuff. Join the coaching program. Let me teach you. Get on board. Till tomorrow. You guys take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.